Okay, before I start my review, I have something to say. As you probably guessed, Aliens vs. Predator Requiem is not my next review, and that's for two reasons. One, I am just not ready to see that piece of shit again. And two, after posting my Jaws review, I just realized that it's Shark Week, so I feel like I have to contribute, and at the same time, give you reviews on shitty movies. Like I mentioned, Jaws is one of my absolute favorite movies of all time, and one of those perfect, influential movies. So making a sequel to Jaws would be a very, very difficult thing, especially since Steven Spielberg and author of the original novel, Peter Benchley, aren't involved. So they made one, and did it work? No, it didn't. Alright, so the plot is basically the same as the first movie. Giant shark comes to Amity Island, and Chief Brody has to stop it or kill it. Except he's on his own this time because Matt Hooper is out on an expedition, and in our world, Richard Dreyfuss had bigger and better things to do. And Quint, as you know, has been killed by the shark, and at this time, Robert Shaw unfortunately died. So, yeah, that's why we get Roy Scheider only. You don't really care about anyone in this movie, except for Brody, and deciding to show the shark a lot was a big mistake. Not showing the shark was the reason the first one was such a masterpiece. And especially since there are times in this movie where the shark looks even faker than the last one. It also turns into a slasher movie like Halloween. The shark targets a bunch of teenagers, including Brody's sons. I will say, I do like Chief Brody, as I mentioned earlier. And as much as Roy Scheider did not want to come back, he was the one that saved this movie for me from being awful. And while John Williams' score is not as good or as memorable as the last one, I still like it. And the scene where the shark is chasing that skier is kind of thrilling. And I will say, it has the only different death in the whole Jaws series. So in the end, Jaws 2, it's bad, but it's harmless. There's nothing spectacularly awful about it, but it's nothing I can recommend if you haven't seen the Jaws sequels. So, 2.5 stars is my rating. I gotta say, that's a very big drop from my 6-star rating for Jaws. The reason I don't have much to say about this movie is because it's somewhat forgettable, unlike the other two sequels, which I will get to next, which every Jaws fan loves to talk about and rip apart. So, yeah. Next up are these movies.